Hello, this is Lady Boulay, and I hope you're having a beautiful day. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your comments, your thumbs up, and thank you for subscribing to the channel. Thank you for all you do to support this channel. And yes, we are commanded to love one another, whether we want to or not, or whether we agree with each other or not. And I want to shout out Christmas morning, me filmmaking, Diva One Divine, Lee White, LeBron Hall, Lover Girl, Roses Wine, and Michael Hicks. Thank you very much for supporting the channel. And today we are addressing immigrant disrespect. This is a Black American woman who is talking about the years of disrespect that we have received from Black immigrants. I don't know that these people know what grace means. I don't know that they know what it means for someone to extend the olive branch to them. I don't know if they know what it means for somebody to be gracious. But that's what we have been to them for years, for decades. So we have always been on the right side of Blackness. But now it's time to part. And in parting, I think some people are reminiscing the disrespect, what we have taken from these people for years. They think that it has a shelf life. When is it going to be over? When is it going to be over? I'm not sure that it's ever going to be over because this generation of Black people that we're dealing with now, they are not taking any of the disrespect. And yes, there are rude people in our ethnic group. There are disrespectful people in our ethnic group, and there are hateful people in our ethnic group. But that's not the majority. The majority of us are kind and decent people, and we don't have any hatred toward them. They are mistaken when they say we hate them. We don't hate them. But when you're through with somebody, you know how Black Americans do it in the South. When I'm through with you, I'm through with you. And I just think that Black Americans are through. I think that for the most part, Black Americans are through with them. Now, on an individual level, I'm sure that some Black people can get along with some of these immigrants. But as a group, I think we're through with them. But anyway, I'm going to let you listen to this woman tell what she has to say about the immigrants.
So, like scrolling over on the tick of the talk, I've been seeing a lot, and also on YouTube, a lot of stuff that looks like a diaspora war has broken out among what we call foundational Black Americans and other Black ethnics in the United States. And some people are very concerned. They're saying this is very divisive. And this is not the time for people with black skin to be divided when we have one of the most racist presidents in history in the White House. Well, let me kind of weigh in here, not necessarily from the point of a sociologist, but from the position of a foundational Black American. 4 decades, 4 years, Black people throughout the diaspora have come to the United States and shit on Black Americans, foundational Black Americans. Christina Greer, Dr. Christina Greer wrote a book. She is either political science, I think she's a political science professor at Fordham University in New York. She wrote a book called Black Ethnics, and she talked about how when Black ethnics come to the United States, one of the things they do is they try to hold on to the things that make them distinctive from foundational Black Americans. And when I say foundational Black Americans, I'm talking about those of us whose inception in this country goes back to enslavement. Okay, our ancestors arrived here in slave ships. That's what I'm talking about. The people who the 14th Amendment originally made citizens in this country. As pointed out by the conservatives on the Supreme Court and Donald Trump. But at any rate, you keep your accent, your last name, and so forth and so on, so that you don't seem like you're part of us. So you're not lumped in with Black Americans. Also, a lot of Somali, Ethiopian, Nigerian, and others, especially Dominicans, that have come over to this country, did not want their kids interdating. I guess you could say interethnically dating because we're all racially the same. But however, they would say, no, we're not the same race. We're different. Me no black, me Dominican. Me no black, me Haitian. Okay, some people said in my comments, oh, I never heard a Haitian say that. Well, I have. And I've heard Dominicans say it all the time. Making that delineation between them and us. That's what that is. You're delineating yourself from us. So black people put up with this for years. We heard all the stereotypes. We're lazy, we're dirty, we don't want to work hard, we don't believe in education. Nigerians are very proud of the fact that when they come over here, they pursue higher education. They became doctors and lawyers and scientists and so forth and so on. But black Americans were lazy and they didn't take advantage of the opportunities of the great vast America.
So she goes on to tell the history of black immigrants in this country and the disrespect that they have shown for black Americans, down to not learning the history of this country, going by everything white Americans have said, white supremacist talking points, and trying to set themselves up as model minorities. Mind you, the model minority identification was meant for the Asians, but these black immigrants have tried to come and make themselves model minorities. And so she goes on to tell the whole history of it up until the point that Donald Trump has decided that he's going to deport them. So all of that shucking and jiving that they've done, all of that boasting and bragging has gotten them nowhere. The Somalis have been called garbage. The Haitians have been eating cats and dogs, according to Donald Trump, and now he has ended their TPS because he wants them out of here. The Nigerians, I don't know if their visa process has been halted permanently or they have been limited. I don't know, but he's done something with the Nigerians, showing them the disrespect that they have shown us. They thought that by sucking up to white people and trying to assimilate with white people and repeating white talking points, that it was going to put them somewhere in the so-called hierarchy above us. Well, now they're finding out the hard way that they don't even have a place in the hierarchy. So two things have hit them at once: delineation and deportation. Delineation is black Americans saying we are a distinct people with a distinct lineage, and we will no longer allow our identity, our political gains, or our cultural legacy to be absorbed into a vague global black category. Now, the scary part about that is if those people had come here and acted with any degree of class and any degree of courtesy, we probably would have let them do just that, absorbed into a vague global black category and erased ourselves. So, to a certain extent, I guess we should thank them for being rude and disrespectful and people who are so unlikable that we wanted to delineate from them. So, I guess we can thank them for that. So, because of the way they are and because of the way we are, we thought that the best thing for us to do was to delineate from them. And in delineating from them, it removes access to black American political wins. It removes access to black American cultural capital. And it is the era of using black Americans as political shields. It forces accountability for anti-black American bias, and it stops the habit of treating black Americans as the default foot soldiers for everyone else's struggles. In other words, fight ICE on your own. Don't call for us. And the xenophobic accusation is a deflection. It's not a truth. But if you want to call us xenophobic, knock yourself out. Delineation is not anti-African, anti-Caribbean, anti-immigrant, or anti-black globally. Honestly, we are not against anybody. We're just trying to protect our lineage. So delineation is not about superiority and it's not about exclusion. It's about accuracy, lineage, and protection. This is our lineage. Our ancestors were enslaved, and we are not running away from that. We are embracing it because it has made us who we are. We don't want to be anybody else, and we are not looking for anybody else's homeland to latch on to. This is our homeland, and this is who we are. Okay, y'all, let me know what you think about the video and have a good day.